The one-night relationship theory.
Page Prince theory.
$100 bill dating theory.
The love theory.
The April relationship theory.
The October theory.
The green light theory.
The Instagram theory.
The March theory.
Theory.
Hi dudes, I'm Brooke, and I love my husband. We've been together for just about 10 years and married for 3, and while in the grand scheme of things, this may not be very long, I'd say we've put the time in. Do you agree, Layton?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Alright, now get the fuck out of here, I'm filming.
Bye.
Anyway, now that I've relationship mogged all of you, I can get to the point of the video. Social media seems to have an endless supply of theories regarding romantic relationships. Whether they're to see if your partner even likes you, to see if you guys are going to last, or to diagnose an issue that didn't exist before you opened TikTok, the odds of stumbling across one of these relationship theories is ever increasing. One too many swipes and you're divorced. You may think your relationship is safe, and I did, until I found out that there was a theory specifically targeting people like me.
I call this the aura Riz theory. So basically the theory is no one person needs both aura and Riz.
So now I can't have aura, Riz, and a loving marriage? I can't turn this off, man. While a lot of these relationship theories on social media seem to be made with good intentions, some don't. Some actually come from really shitty people with really fucked up worldviews that they may be hiding under the guise of relationship advice. And while relationship theories aren't anything new, they are easier than ever to share and discuss. So while they've been around as long as zodiac signs and numerology, they used to live in like magazines and blogs. But with apps like TikTok and Reels that function off of an algorithm-based feed where you don't choose what the next video you see is, you just swipe into a surprise, it's easy for ideas like this to go viral. And the big difference is that before, when you put the magazine down, you could just move on. But with apps like TikTok, if the algorithm senses that you lingered a little too long on one video, it'll feed you a similar one. And so on. Which is why my entire Reels feed is that little emoji clapping his cheeks. I can't help it, I love that guy. But before I get too into it, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Chime. Today's video is sponsored by Chime. Chime is the #1 most loved banking app with millions of members. And what better timing than the new year to rethink how you bank and set yourself up for better money habits. Every January, we all set our New Year's resolutions and goals for the year, and February hits and we all forget, probably because everybody's so focused on my birthday, which is totally understandable. But with Chime's high yield savings account, your financial goals can actually stick, because you set it once and your money continues to grow automatically. I used to think earning literal pennies on my savings and paying random bank fees was normal. Turns out it's not. It's just outdated. With Chime, you can earn up to 3.5% APY, which is over 8 times the national average savings rate of 0.4% APY. Like $6,000 in a regular savings account earns about $24 a year. In Chime, that's closer to $210 a year. That's headphones. That's a gym membership that you swear you're gonna use. If you've got $10,000 in there, that's around $350 a year. I personally also love the automation features. You can set savings like emergency fund or vacation or new laptop, use roundups to save spare change automatically, and even send a percentage of every paycheck straight to savings. It builds in the discipline so you don't have to think about it. Also, your money isn't locked up. You can access it anytime, and it's FDIC insured through Chime's bank partners. If your bank is still charging overdraft fees in 2026, it's time to move on. Traditional banks are like if you were still watching cable. Chime is like streaming. This is the future, baby. Stop adjusting the antenna on your TV and live in the present with the rest of us. Make your money actually work for you in 2026. And the best part? You can get up to a $350 bonus with qualifying direct deposits when you sign up through my link. Actual cash, not points. Just click the link in my description or scan the QR code on screen. Thank you to Chime for sponsoring this video. Now back to me. My first memory of hearing about these types of relationship theories on social media was in 2020 when the green line theory went viral. Of course, 2020 was the perfect breeding ground for this. A lot of us had to shelter in place, and in turn, we're kind of forced to spend significantly more time with our partners, and TikTok had just been massively adopted by the public as a way to curb the boredom of being home by watching people dance to Savage by Megan Thee Stallion and talk about Tiger King. With all of this time alone with their partners, a lot of people started consuming relationship content to help them validate, find understanding, or diagnose their problems. Which I think is partially why the green line theory went viral then. The other reason being that people couldn't help but test their own relationships.
Oftentimes, I'm asked to present an example of someone who passes the green line with flying colors. Yesterday, international football star Ilkay Gundogan, who just won the Premier League and Champions League with Man City, showed us the best example I've seen in a while. This right here is what it's all about. A happy family, a happy couple. He's straight, she's leaning in. Look at, they have a baby.
So this creator's name is Jack Mack, which sounds like he panicked and made it up on the spot, or like a Burger King McDonald's collab, but he has a following because he works at Barstool Sports. So already off to a great start there. But so far, you might just assume that he's giving us a body language breakdown of this apparently famous athlete. I say apparently because if you can't tell by literally everything about me, I don't follow sports. So let's hear him out.
For those that enjoy the advanced levels of the Green Line Theory classes 201, 301, 401, you will see that her box is pointed towards him, so it's no longer in transit.
So personally, I don't enjoy advanced levels of the Green Line Theory, so maybe that's why this isn't grabbing me. But based on the fact that he started off by immediately talking about what direction her box is facing, I can imagine that he's gonna have some absolutely groundbreaking and intellectually profound and not at all misogynistic takes about the way that this couple that he's never met is standing in a photo. In all seriousness, asserting that the way that she's facing shows that she's no longer in transit is an insane take. She's not an object. The way that Jack talks about it sounds as if the way that she's posing is her signaling to the world that her husband owns her, and she's no longer going from man to man, you know, because beforehand her box was in transit. In reality, she's definitely just posing in a way that's comfortable for her with her family. So obviously, this analogy that her box is no longer in transit being used, when it's clearly a shipping term that we're all familiar with when tracking a delivery, instantly raised a red flag for this guy. First off, Jack made the decision to never mention the wife by name. Again, not a sports person, so I had to look them up. Her name is Sarah, and she's a very successful TV presenter and model. And Jack choosing to leave her unnamed and then refer to her box no longer in transit reduces her to a sexual object being shipped from one man to the next, instead of acknowledging her as her own person, a very successful person at that. And this is something to look out for in these theories in general. This simplified language is actually incredibly loaded in a way that seems to sort of be baby steps to red pill content, especially since, while all types of people engaged heavily with this theory, it definitely feels aimed at cis men from a cis male point of view. I mean, the guy works at fucking Barstool.
She is smiling, and her hand placement is very, very good. Some will say this is a mini claw, but I don't think so.
I don't know what a mini claw is, and it never gets explained in the videos I saw, by the way, and that's killing me because all I can think of is the little, like, mini hand in Scary Movie 2.
Also, she is kind of pulling him in, but he's not letting it happen. She enjoys this dynamic. She enjoys the friction. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful family. Mashallah to this family.
I think we can all safely assume where this is going. He's a fucking weirdo misogynist. I know. Not the Barstool Sports guy. Also, why is he assuming that she's pulling and he isn't letting it happen? It certainly looks to me like they're just different heights and they're trying to get situated where the three of their faces are somewhat close together. And saying that she enjoys the friction of this dynamic that he just fully invented for them is so fucking bizarre. This is literally fan fiction at this point and it's completely made up. It's giving like fanboy stan of the football player. He's painting this like weird fantasy in his head of him being an alpha male who has full control in the people in his life. I imagine if Sarah saw this video, she likely would be really grossed out, and if Ilkay heard the way that this guy was speaking about his wife, he would likely hate him and think he's a loser. It's a super strange and cringe thing to get online and preach, unless it represents your worldview that you insist on training others on, which is definitely red pill training wheels. Also, is it just me, or is the angle that Jack is filming from kind of like an optical illusion? It almost looks like he's laying on his back and we're laying over looking down at him, or kind of the opposite, like he's leaning over and we're looking up at him. It reminds me of that Mr. Beast meme where we're waking up after sharing an intimate moment with him. I can't tell who's leaning over who. And speaking of Mr. Beast, we're still working together to beat Mr. Beast for feminism by my birthday, February 9th. I just checked, and as of this morning, he does still currently have more subscribers than me, which is inherently misogynistic, of course. Hashtag sharks bite beasts, guys. We can do it. Please subscribe. Anyway, by now you're probably agreeing with me that this guy's a fucking weirdo, or you might be thinking, I don't know, seems like a stretch after one video. And to that I say, don't worry. Jack made like a lot of follow-up videos about this same theory. Here's another.
Explain the green line test part 2. I'm answering all the big questions that you guys have about it. The green line test is basically founded around the fact that men can't lean in, but women can.
Surely there's some gray area to this, and men can sometimes lean in, right? After all, men are attracted to their girlfriends and wives, and surely should be allowed to show said affection in their body language.
So women can lean in, but men can't? Yes, exactly. 100% exactly. And this goes back to the fact that women find strong men attractive.
This is one of my favorite things when men speak for women about what we find attractive. Also, this is one of my biggest fucking pet peeves right now. Why are people pronouncing the plural women as woman all of a sudden? I feel like I started noticing this one day, and then slowly half of the population was doing it. And for the bean soupers, no, I'm not talking about when somebody has an accent or if their first language is not English, obviously. But it's been a thing that I've noticed for the past 2 years or something, and it drives me fucking crazy.
It's pronounced women. The plural of woman is women.
The word is women. You're looking for the word women. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with not just you, but so many other people that think that woman is both singular and plural?
I was taught that this is pronounced women. But lately, I've noticed a lot of people saying woman instead of women. And they still pronounce singular woman as woman, but now they pronounce the plural women as woman as well, so there's not a clear distinction between singular or plural.
In this case especially, and cases similar, it feels like another soft, red pill way for him to take women in the plural and switch it over to woman in the singular to talk about an entire group of people as a single monolith. Like, man strong, woman weak. The common version we've gotten used to with that is when you hear, guys refer to women as females, where the intention there is to strip women of their personhood and to instead associate them with their sex assigned at birth across the whole entire animal kingdom. It's a tactic to feed the us versus them mindset that you see in the red pill space that's pushed to indoctrinate young men and boys.
Alright, look at this right here. This guy leaning in, does he look strong? He may be in really great shape, but does he look strong? Oh, weak. Women don't find weak men attractive.
Fellas, is it gay to like your wife? He's just really hung up on, men. But aside from that, this idea that a man's worth and strength is bound to his ability to stake claim on the women in his life, and that a woman's role is to test that strength. And that for both the man and the woman to be happy, the man has to win the competition. I think it's great for couples to have their own dynamics that work for them, but I do feel strongly that a relationship rooted in competition and not partnership is the opposite of healthy. If you were to only stumble across this video and not the first one, at this point you would probably thinking, this sounds sexist.
You may be thinking, oh, this sounds sexist.
Yes.
And to that, I say no.
Oh.
This is just a reminder of the sexual dynamic that men and women have. I don't make up the rules, society and nature does.
You actually literally have been making up the rules to this weird theory that you also seem to have made up. So the sentence, I don't make the rules, society and nature does, is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. This started as what just seemed like body language analysis, and now it's just misogynistic and gross red pill propaganda. And this phrase he's using here is just an overt classic red pill argument. These arguments are referred to as bio-truths, when someone uses their flawed or incorrect understanding of biology to back up their awful claims and remove themselves from the accountability of those opinions. It works like this. Make a claim about sex or gender that's actually just your personal opinion or bias, then say it's actually not your opinion, it's biology, or evolution, or nature. Don't shoot the messenger, whatever. And now you've just made your sexism sound objective and unchangeable. After all, you can't argue with nature. And maybe if you're a fucking nincompoop idiot with a tiny pea brain rattling around in your skull who needs other people to tell you how to think, that might sound like it makes sense. But for those of us with critical thinking skills, it doesn't work that easily. Because what Jack is calling nature is actually just his opinion about what women want, or even what women should want. Jack, if you find these guys so hot, you should just shoot your shot and DM one of them. It might be the start of a beautiful relationship. But when Jack says that women don't find weak men attractive, he's saying that women are biologically programmed to be attracted to strong men, that it's evolution. And the subtext that he's pushing in saying that is that women should be attracted to men who display dominance, don't show vulnerability, and who maintain emotional distance by not showing affection, because men who lean towards their partners in photos are violating the natural hierarchy where men lead and women follow. It's in turn also pushing this idea that women need men to lead us and protect us. when in reality, a lot of the harm that's done against women in the world is at the hands of men. But that's another topic. These ideals remove agency from women by stating that women don't actually choose their partners based on individual preferences, compatibility, or genuine connection. Instead, it pushes that all women are biologically programmed to want the same thing, a dominant male who never shows vulnerability. This isn't just insulting, it's provably false. First of all, not all women are straight or even interested in a relationship or a partner. And second, even straight women are not a monolith. We have different preferences, values, and different ideas about what makes a good partner. But if you're trying to sell men and young boys on red pill ideology, you can't acknowledge that, because the point of red pill ideology is to absolve men from their own accountability. And to acknowledge that would mean these red pill men would have to do the actual work of being a good partner to specific individual women, and to be judged on their specific individual actions. When I went deeper into researching this, I was trying to figure out if this was like a conscious decision or possibly like a naive, ignorant one, because while both are equally bad, I wanted to know if he was just blindly parroting sexist red pill ideology or if he was covertly preaching it through a fun relationship theory. And turns out he didn't even invent the green line theory. He's taking it from a Twitter account called Rivellino.
The creator of the green line test was Rivellino on Twitter. Rivellino. If you want to go follow him, go ahead.
And no, I'm not gonna call that fuck-ass website X. If Elon wants to dead name his kid, I'm gonna dead name his website. Anyway, I don't even need to dissect this account, the tweets speak for themselves. Here's a few. Your biggest dating mistake is that you're looking for a mother instead of a sex slave. She can't decide what to eat for lunch, but she wants to decide the president of the United States? Weak husband, angry wife. Weak father, slutty daughter. Weak father, clueless son. Weak men, violent immigrants. All our problems start with weak men. It's pretty hard to deny that Jack doesn't know what he's doing by pushing this theory on TikTok when the creator he took it from is this blunt about his stance on women. My concerns about this being a covert red pill indoctrination wrapped in a fun little TikTok theory have already played out. After already going heavily viral for this, Jack later posted this.
Men everywhere are establishing in their relationships that they will no longer be failing the green line test. Just want to say a massive thank you to all of the men who bullied my boyfriend, because now he has green line trauma and won't take normal pictures with me. And all I gotta say about that is my man is passing with flying colors. And I'm not gonna sit around and act like I didn't have a lot to do with this, because I did.
I think this is really the last nail in the coffin of proof that he's absolutely trying to indoctrinate and push an agenda. And if adult men are falling for this, then it's absolutely had an impact on young boys. It's honestly fucking sad. But you know what? If you as a man are that worried about what other men think of you instead of being in the moment with your woman, that's fucking cringe. For a group of people who are typically extremely homophobic, you guys seem way more focused on other men than you do on women. So, let's rate this theory. Was there any good advice in this theory? No. But was it well-intentioned? Also no. Did it end up causing harm in the world? Yes. So this one's gonna be a negative 100 out of 10 for me. It was a tough one to get through, so please don't listen to this fucking guy. Alright, next up is the bracelet theory.
Have you heard of the bracelet theory? When you're having a relationship with somebody, especially a romantic relationship, and you're making so much effort, that person tends to actually pull away. Why? So this is the explanation. Healthy relationship is a tense bracelet. So if somebody is making way too much of an effort, you see it drop. So the other person will naturally sense it, and since they want to continue being in a relationship with you, they will pull away. The problem is, if you don't get the memo, they will be out of the picture. So when you see that when you're making an effort, they're not matching your energy, pull away.
I had to remove the background music for copyright, obviously, but it's Heatwave by Glass Animals, and a lot of the comments were just people saying how much they loved that song and completely ignoring the video itself. And it just reminds me of the Verizon ringback tone era, where people would call you to just listen to your ringback tone and not actually to talk to you, and then they'd be like annoyed that you actually answered the phone because they just wanted to hear Buy You a Drink by T-Pain. Anyway, unlike the green line theory, which was just straight up like, stand up straight and don't show affection, this one was actually trying to make a point about relationship dynamics. so let's give it a fair shot. The general advice given is if you're putting in effort and they're not matching your energy, pull away. And when I was researching this, it turns out there is a real psychological concept here. It's called the pursuer-distancer dynamic. This comes from the Gottman Institute, which is one of the biggest institutions focusing on relationship psychology. The only catch though is that the pursuer-distancer dynamic is arguing kind of against the bracelet theory. In summary, the pursuer-distancer dynamic is a dance played by couples where one partner, the pursuer, seeks out the closeness and affection, while the other partner, the distancer, distances themselves to make space. The problem here is that the bracelet theory would suggest that the pursuer then pull away to solve the problem, essentially placing solving the issue on themselves, where the pursuer-distancer dynamic suggests that both parties need to find a compromise to make it work. So where one partner pursues, seeking connection, asking for attention, initiating contact, and things like that, the other partner feels overwhelmed or crowded and they distance themselves. This distancing makes the pursuer feel more anxious, so they pursue harder, which makes the distancer distance more, and you get stuck in this cycle. So the bracelet theory is sort of gesturing at a real thing. Sometimes taking on too much responsibility in a relationship can trigger some under-functioning in your partner, and if you're constantly the one initiating plans, checking in, solving problems, and carrying emotional labor, your partner just might let you. They might become passive because you've taken on all the active roles. So I guess credit where credit is due. This theory does correctly identify that relationships need some kind of balance, and that sometimes pulling back can help recalibrate that balance. However, the problem with the bracelet theory isn't that it's completely wrong. The problem is that it's oversimplified, and the advice it gives could actually make your relationship worse, because the bracelet theory treats all pulling away as the same thing, when there are a million different reasons why someone might not match your energy. For example, it could be that you've taken on all the responsibility in the relationship and they've become complacent. Then sure, pulling back might help recalibrate. But maybe they're going through something difficult, like stress, depression, or family issues, and they haven't confided in you yet. So then you pulling back will make them feel abandoned. Or maybe they're avoidant and will always distance when you pursue, regardless of how much effort you put in. So then pulling back becomes a game between the two of you that just never ends. Or maybe you're codependent and relying too heavily on your partner, and they're pulling away. So if you pull away as well without addressing the problem at hand, then now you'll never be satisfied, since you never solved the root of your problem. The bracelet theory gives you one solution: pull away, for many different problems. And in several of these scenarios, pulling away is the wrong move. The more I talk about this theory, the more I'm confused why the creator chose a bracelet as well, since that's an object that's worn by one single person. Wouldn't it make more sense if it was two people playing tug of war, and the relationship is like the rope, and if one person leans in too much, the rope drops? I don't know, maybe all she had was a bracelet. I think my overall message here is that communication should be the first move before you jump to testing your partner by pulling away and seeing how they respond. Your relationship is a partnership, and should mean that the two of you work together to find common ground, and a dynamic that works for both of you and acclimates to both of your attachment styles. Okay, time to rate this one. Was there any good advice in this theory? Maybe, but I think it requires nuance, and ultimately it kind of felt toxic. Was it well-intentioned? I think so. I think this creator was trying to offer some legitimate help, albeit oversimplified. Did it end up causing harm in the world? Hard to say. I think if you're falling for this one, your relationship was probably a little unstable to begin with. I'd say overall this one's a 3 out of 10. Alright, next up is the orange peel theory.
Is an orange peel about to ruin your relationship? According to TikTok, this trend will allow you to test the strength of your relationship, but how trustworthy is it? This trend first started doing the rounds in 2023, and now the orange peel theory has become synonymous with signs of true love. But how does it work? So put simply, people are asking their partners to peel oranges for them, and their partner's response is supposed to be an indication of how healthy the relationship is. If they're willing to peel an orange for you, then this small act of service and your partner's willingness to do so is supposed to indicate a healthy relationship. But if they refuse, then it's a major red flag. Not only is this supposed to represent the importance of acts of service in relationships, but this can also test the relationship between your family and friends as well. Have you tried and tested this theory?
So first of all, why was that orange in the microwave in that one shot? But as for the theory itself, it's basically a test to see if your partner is willing to do a small act of service for you for no reason. I do agree that acts of service in a relationship are super important, and when your partner asks for something small and simple, like peeling an orange, doing those small acts of service without question makes for a loving and caring dynamic.
Oh, I'm not gonna peel an apple for you! But Mac always does it for me.
Whereas if you refuse to do small tasks like that, it could speak to a larger selfishness issue, or just a lack of caring about your partner that can lead to them feeling undervalued. So on its face, the orange peel theory seems like a simple way to see if somebody's a kind partner or not, sure. But when you mix in the fact that a lot of these people are walking up to their partners with their phone in their hand, like very obviously filming them, it kind of complicates the way that that person would naturally react if they asked them to do something for them. Also, the idea of testing your partner for internet validation in general is a little shitty. I can understand why people would want to seek out information that tells them whether maybe a new relationship is giving green flags or red flags, but it shouldn't be through little tests like this, in my opinion. You should probably know how the person you're seeing or in a relationship with would react to you asking for a small favor without testing them. And maybe I'm not the one to talk because I've been with my husband for almost like 10 years now, but if I asked him to peel an orange for me, he wouldn't think twice. I don't have to test whether or not that's the case because I know he's a good person. And while, yes, we've been together a long time, I also would have known that within the first month of dating him because of the way he is in general. You shouldn't have to test somebody with an orange to see whether or not they'll do little things for you. Have they historically done little things for you? There's your answer. Now for the rating. Was there any good advice in this theory? Sure. I think the overall advice of being with somebody who does little things for you, even when they're silly and unnecessary, is good. Small acts of service are important in a relationship, and something that seems dumb, like peeling an orange or refusing to peel an orange for your partner, could speak to a greater dynamic in your relationship. Was it well-intentioned? I believe so. I think it came from a place of encouraging people to make sure that their partners care for them. Did it end up causing harm in the world? Maybe a few small fights. Maybe a small uptick in oranges sold for a month. But real harm is doubtful. I'd give the orange peel theory a solid 7 out of 10. And lastly, but not leastly, we have the bird theory.
If you are new to bird theory, all it means is that there are researchers who found that in happy relationships where one partner said, oh, hey, look, there's a bird, or they share something of interest to them, their partner turned towards them 86% of the time to lean in with curiosity to ask them questions and to affirm their interest, whether they shared it or not. But in relationships that were headed towards divorce instead, when one partner shared something of interest, the other partner only turned towards them 33% of the time. And this can really make or break your intimacy.
So this one is basically the idea of bids for connection, and again, it's from the Gottman Institute. Dr. John Gottman was the first to coin this idea, and it basically just describes the everyday things that we say or do around our partner that can build intimacy over time when they're reciprocated, but when they're ignored or turned away from, they can ruin or erode the relationship. So the bird theory is describing a bid for connection where one partner shares about a bird that they saw that day because it was cool to them, or asks for their partner's immediate attention to look at a bird, and ideally the partner would immediately engage with interests, affirming and turning toward that bid for connection. Like, oh, you saw a bird today? Tell me about it. Or, oh my God, there's a bird where? Showing interest, even if they don't necessarily care about birds. And it doesn't have to be a bird. A bid for connection can be a multitude of things. It can even be like a sigh. If you go, does your partner ignore that? Or do they go, what's wrong? Is everything okay? Again, I don't love the way people on TikTok turned this into a testing your partner thing, but in general, the idea of bids for connection, with the bird thing as an example, comes from legitimate psychology, from what I could tell. All right, time for the rating on this one. Was there any good advice in this theory? Absolutely. I think there's great advice to learn from this theory. Was it well-intentioned? Yes, this one comes from actual psychology. Did it end up causing harm in the world? I wouldn't think so. If it caused any harm, it might have caused fights that were gonna happen regardless. Overall, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. If people promise to stop testing their partners for social media. So what have we learned? Don't blindly listen to people on the internet without doing your own research, unless it's me. I'm always right. Don't test your partners, and just don't take advice from people who work at Barstool Sports. There are plenty of free and legitimate relationship psychology resources online if you genuinely want to learn about things like this and what to look for or look out for in a relationship. Bottom line is, don't go to TikTok for advice. And while I've said quite a few times not to test your partners and put it on social media, in the interest of journalism, Leighton and I are now going to take the ultimate relationship test. And there's a lot on the line too, because whoever does worse at this test is going to have to take Navy out to potty the next time she needs to go in the middle of the night. So these are expert crafted questions. And by expert crafted, I mean I got them off of cosmopolitan.com under questions for couples. We're actually gonna have to separate a little bit so that we can't read each other's answers. It's gonna be a question, of course. And then we're gonna write our own answer, and then the answer for, each other.
This is half a Nave right here. Half a Navy Belly. Navy Belly cameo.
Nave, you selling those cameos?
Navy belly
It
cameo.
really is just a little. It's like Fish Boy from House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah.
Okay, first question. Nave, feel free to answer too, but don't say it out loud until we flip. What is your partner's favorite color? I'm gonna say one, two, three.
1, 2, 3. Release them.
What did you say?
I wrote you for black. Mine was blue. What'd you write?
Blue. Same. I like your cartoons.
I won't focus.
Oh.
Do you think if we turn the AC on, it'll mess with the audio?
I don't know. If you turn the AC on, it's gonna mess with me being showy. Oh, Navy's Dussy's in the shot.
Not the Dussy. Dude,
Nave.
it's hot in here.
What is it?
76. That's gonna get cold.
Flip it around. 6, 7.
Okay.
Navy.
What was the question?
Navy, do you want to
get rid of the Dussy?
Do you want to move your Dussies in the shot?
Let's censor the Dussy.
What is their favorite movie?
Oh, that's a hard one.
I know it's a hard one for you, but I'm gonna pick my best guess in good faith.
How do I know what my favorite movie is?
Usually you just know in your brain.
I don't have like a favorite like that. It depends on my mood. It depends on the weather.
It's bothering me this isn't centered. I'm gonna rewrite my answer.
Do you have an obvious one for me?
I have one that I feel good about.
I'm worried I'm gonna get my own wrong, and you're gonna get mine right.
Well, then you can choose whether or not to give me a point, and it's based on your discretion, I think.
You gotta say what's your favorite movie of this genre.
No. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Release them. What did you say?
I wrote The House That Jack Built for Brooke, and then I wrote Punch Drunk Love for Me just because I didn't know what to say. Oh, cool. There you go.
And that's Navy.
I'm not convinced it's my favorite movie, but
I
it's
think
definitely like...
gun to your head, that's what you would say.
If I had to bring 5 on an island with me, I'm bringing it for sure.
And The House That Jack Built is a perfect movie. I don't stand behind every word the director's ever said, but it doesn't change the fact that that's a perfect movie. I'm sorry. Separate the art from the artist.
Dude, there's so much of your hair in this house that it's
sorry for
all over everything.
Balding. Okay, well, one of us is gonna have to lose at some point. So, what is their favorite food?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Me when I can't.
Like cuisine or dish?
Oh, cuisine would be like...
Yeah, like type of food or...
Which would you like to do?
Let's do cuisine.
Okay.
Okay. Brooklyn's favorite cuisine.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, release them.
What'd you put?
Me French, you Mexican.
Me Mexican, you French.
What? Oui, oui. Your microphone did, mine did not. But then my throat did, so. What's something completely random that your partner's weirdly good at?
Ooh. You have a lot.
No, I don't think I do. I think I have like 2.
Random to people who don't know you or random to you? Like
I guess
you just
it would be
randomly
like-
have this skill.
I think it's like that. Like, what's it called? Like a hidden talent, I think is the question. Oh, I have a really random one, actually.
Should I put 3 down? Because this is such a broad question. Okay. And then all we have to do is get 1 to a line for each?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds fair.
I have such a random one for you.
I don't think I have a third skill. Should I just take
It's
the
okay
2?
if it's 2, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. What does yours say?
For my skill?
It's really focusing on
Rick Sanchez. Wait, let me write that because I need to put a third one anyways.
Fuck off, don't just give it to me. Oh, you wrote 3 for me as well? I thought you were writing 3 for just yourself. Okay, so for me, I wrote Connect 4, air hockey, and pinball.
I wrote pinball, Connect 4, and then making things out of resin.
I am weirdly good at that.
Yeah, you've made a lot of stuff out of resin.
And you are weirdly good at the Rick Sanchez impression in a way where you just decided one day to try it, and it was like, whoa, what the fuck?
And then it was the guy from Family Guy.
Oh, it was because of oh my god, what was the line that he did? And we were both
when
like,
he says,
what the
"Thank
fuck?
you, Peter." Yeah.
Thank you, Peter.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's Joe.
I thought you were gonna put this 100%.
I almost did. I really almost did, and then I thought there's no way that you're gonna randomly say that. What else did you write? Water drop cheek sound.
Tech decking. And Rick Sanchez impression.
I almost wrote the water drop cheek sound. Whoa.
Whoa.
And I was like, there's no way he's gonna. It just felt unfair to you because I thought there was no way you were gonna fucking read my mind.
Oh,
but
no.
apparently you did.
Went in my sleeve.
What is his or her favorite alcoholic drink?
Oh, this is easy. I'm gonna do it by its initial because I don't know how to spell it.
You switch it up a lot, but I wrote one down, but I'm gonna have a caveat here. Okay, well, I just saw your answer and I was right, so never mind. I had already written it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I was like, but you do love a Cab Sauv, so I was gonna say like, wait, is it a Cab Sauv? But
my brain was thinking it had to be a cocktail.
Yeah, I kind of did too. And then I realized afterwards, it never focused on yours. Yeah, amaretto sour. I don't know if I spelled amaretto right either, but Moscow Mule for Layton. The freezing is shit now.
You're not wearing pants.
I know.
She doesn't have pants on, you guys.
No, I have a skirt on.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm. Clock it.
Don't whip out the skirtissy.
The scussy.
Here are 400 plus how well do you know me questions. We're just going to do the first.
Let's do them all.
We're just going to do the first 5.
All right.
Okay? Also, look at this.
Is that AI?
I don't know.
The drawing. Is that an AI dog? She loved that. Is that an AI dog? Your dog. Is that an AI dog? She really likes that. Is that an AI dog? Is that an AI dog?
I'm also trying to not dox us.
What's her home address? What's her social security number?
Okay, this is actually like a pretty hard one.
Okay, that's what she said.
Question 1. Favorite book?
Okay.
I wrote 3 for you.
I'm writing 3 for you too.
Could you eat a little Toblerone?
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Can you bring me some?
I didn't know you wanted any. But I'll bring you some in a second.
No, I can go get it. I just didn't know if you were packing some Toblerone.
I put it in my cheeks like a chipmunk.
Yeah. Just heat it up for me. So I don't have to chew it.
Open. Okay, I described the last one because I couldn't fucking remember the name of it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Release them.
Okay, what'd you write for me?
I wrote... It's not focusing. I wrote either Hellbound Heart, The Exorcist, or A Clockwork Orange.
Okay, all 3 very fucking perfect books.
What'd you write?
The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
But they're all really.
And
like,
then I wrote A Short
top.
Stay in Hell for mine.
Okay, so I wrote A Short Stay in Hell, and then I got nervous and wrote Dungeon Crawler Carl, and then I
definitely not my favorite.
and then I couldn't remember the name of the last one, but I wrote the one about different dimensions that has an Apple TV show.
Oh, I love those books.
What are they called?
The...
You can't even fucking remember.
Well, that's because it's not my favorite book.
Well, valid, but like, I feel vindicated. I'm not.
So it's Blake Crouch, but
Blake Crouch.
Of the Blake Crouch books, Wayward Pines series would
Wayward
hands down
Pines.
would be
That's
my favorite.
what I was trying to think of.
I can't remember the name of the one that he got the Apple TV show.
That's not Wayward Pines, though.
No.
Okay.
But that was.
I was thinking of Wayward
I really
Pines.
liked reading that book, and Dungeon Crawler Carl's very fun. But A Short Stay in Hell, like.
I knew it was A Short Stay in Hell.
That like actually kind of like changed my brain chemistry a little bit.
Unfortunately, both of us got this, so yeah. Continuing the time. What's the next one, Bobo?
Oh, yeah, I'm in charge.
You're in charge.
Oops. What's their favorite band or musical artist? So it could be like an individual.
I feel like you're getting off easy with this one. Yours depends on like the day.
I'm wearing a Primus shirt right now.
I know.
What shirt are you wearing? Oh, sorry. What shirt are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Saw X Princess Bride mashup.
Oh.
It's Adam and Dr. Lawrence in Saw, and it says, "I told you that I'd always come for you. Death cannot stop true love."
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Release them. Gorillas? Is that what you wrote? Yeah. And Dead Kennedys? Pete's still tied.
That's really funny.
I don't really listen to them that much anymore, and I don't necessarily listen to the new stuff that much, but they were huge in my life growing up. I think we tied.
Yeah, I think we tied, unfortunately. So we'll both have to take Navy out in the middle of the night. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it right there. For more videos, check out my second channel, brookesharks Bites, where I post beauty and lifestyle content. A lot of you guys comment asking if I have a hair or makeup tutorial, and I do on my second channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and you can join my Patreon. I post some extras over there, and I have a Patreon exclusive Discord. Don't forget to beat the shit out of the like button and murder the subscribe button, and if you're feeling crazy, you can test the bell. I'll see you soon with another video. Sit, shake, oh, good smack. Shake down. And can you crawl a little?
Wait,
Good
don't roll.
job. Don't roll off the bed.
She's trying to roll over.
Sit and bang. Good girl. Good job.
We've all called this a bed.
I know. It's just like, when does she ever roll off the couch? She rolls off the bed. That was very good girl job, Neves. I love mom and dad. I love my mom and dad. And I choose Dada to take me party in the middle of the night.
That's fine. I was gonna do it anyways.
Oh, hell yeah. That's my dog.
Is that an AI dog?
Is that an AI dog?